making racist comments. In Sterling's analysis, he's not a racist. He was just jealous because the woman he was interested in was bringing other guys to the games. That also seemed to be his defense in a phone call that was released to Radar Online last week.
What the hell? I'm talking to a girl. The girl's black. I like her. I'm jealous that she's with other black guys. I want her. So what the hell can I, in private, tell her? You know, I don't want you to be with anybody.
I want to hear more from Sterling about this idea that it was jealousy, not racism, that motivated him. Take a listen. Here's what I don't understand. I get you were saying you were jealous. You didn't want her being seen with other guys. You didn't want her being photographed with other guys. You thought she was kind of throwing in your face. That seems to be what you're saying.
Did you ever like a girl? Were you ever jealous of her a little bit if she was with other guys? It is. I didn't want her to be photographed. Or I didn't want her. I don't know where photographs go into it. I admit I was jealous, and it was stupid.
The thing is, though, what you were saying wasn't, I don't want you seen with other guys. You were saying, I don't want you seen with black guys.
Because she used the word black guys. I'm bringing some gorgeous black guys.
But in the tape, you're the one who brings up, you say that your friends of yours are calling you up, telling her she's bringing black guys to the games. You say, and let me just read you so you can respond.
But it's all convoluted.
She says, then why are you taking, you say, why are you taking pictures with minorities? Why? Later on, you say, it bothers me a lot. You want to broadcast you're associating with black people. Do you have to? Then she says, you associate with black people. He says, I'm not you, you're not me. You're supposed to be a delicate white or delicate Latina girl. The question then is, why does being seen with a black person not make her a delicate white or delicate Latina girl?
I can't explain some of the stupid, foolish, uneducated words that I uttered. I don't know. You know, you get upset, you say things.
One other thing you said, I'm just saying in your lousy expletive Instagrams, you don't have to have yourself walking with black people. You don't have to. If you want to, do it. You know,
it doesn't make sense. I don't care. I didn't care.
Would it have been okay with you if she was bringing a white person to a game?
She had 4 seats. She brought a lot of people. I don't understand why in the world I said any of those stupid, uneducated remarks, because I really don't care who she brought to the game. I was more interested in the game. I was a little jealous, I have to admit, but I don't know why I said stupid things.
For a lot of people, though, these comments that were caught on tape do echo other charges that have been made in the past, as you know, by Elgin Baylor in other lawsuits.
No. You're trying to connect them.
No, I'm not.
Elgin Baylor, it has nothing to do with what the things I said 20 years later.
Well,
what did it have to do?
Well, Elgin Baylor made a claim that you had a plantation mentality, and then now in this thing, you're saying you feed these guys.
I think you have more of a plantation mentality than I do. You know what? And I think you're more of a racist than I am. Because I'm not a racist, and I've never been a racist. I'll never be a racist. I don't know what that means to have a mentality. You're asking me about questions. What do you mean a mentality?
Well, to have a plantation mentality is to feel like you own these guys. They're working for you.
Do I own them?
I don't know.
My players earn $100 million a year.
But again,
now, do I own them?
But in this tape,
some of them own $50 million a year.
In this tape, you're saying I support them. I give them food, and clothes, and cars.
Well,
and houses.
I think I create opportunities for them so they can make $100 million. I don't give them anything, believe me. And those players could get that same amount of money anywhere else.
You acknowledge they earn that?
Of course they earn it, and they work harder than any other sport.
Well, Donald Sterling says that he has tons of support. He says the players still love him, and it's just the media that wants him out of the NBA. We'll have that part of the interview next. And later, this is probably the most surprising part of our conversation. Donald Sterling pretty much trashing Magic Johnson.
What's he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, yes, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South L.A.?
Donald Sterling, it seems his downfall is a big result of the media. He told me that the players still love him. He has tons of support, he says, and that the NBA doesn't necessarily want him out. The question is he in denial? You can decide that for yourself. Here's how Sterling responded when I pointed out that the players on his team say they do not want to work for him.
Let me just say that I apologize to the league. People want me to hire a wall of lawyers and them to hire a wall of lawyers and to go to war. I don't think that's the answer.
So what are you going to do?
I think the answer is the league is a good league. All honest people. And I think that whatever they decide that has to be done, I think I should work with them and do it.
Well, the NBA says they want you out. Are you willing to give up ownership of the Clippers?
Well, I'm not sure that's what they want. And
that is what they want.
Well, that's your opinion, and that's what the media says. I'm a good owner. I have a good team. There are people that want to buy my team. But because the media says that the owners want me out, doesn't mean that they want me out.
Have you talked to any of the owners, any of the other owners?
I've talked to some of the owners.
Have any of them supported you and said that they don't want you out?
Of course they support me. They can't understand why I would say that. I can't understand why I would say
So you're
that.
saying there are some owners of NBA teams who want you to remain the owner of the Clippers?
I don't speak for the league or for the owners. They speak for
But have
themselves.
any owners told you that?
I didn't ask them. I embarrassed the league. I humiliated them. I don't know why I did it. I mean, it's so terrible. And
So you don't believe, though, that the owners would vote to have you removed as owner?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If they did, would you fight that in court?
We're not there yet, so why should I, address that issue?
You haven't thought
I don't
about
want to fight with my partners. We all do what we have to do in life. I love them and I respect them, and whatever their decision is with regard to the disposition of my terrible words, then I have to do it, I think. The players don't hate me. The sponsors don't hate me.
You don't believe
the
players?
fans don't hate me. The media hates. The media, it's all the media pushing it.
You really, honestly, you really believe that
I
this is just
believe it 100%. I believe it 100%. People call me by the thousands and give me support.
You don't think
they don't say I should have said that?
You don't think the players don't like you when the Clippers, when your team?
Why wouldn't they like me when I'm respectful and I
when
treat them with
when they
dignity?
reversed their jerseys and didn't wear the
Well,
name
if
and they wore
one
black
does it,
socks?
then the others have to do it.
You think it was just pressure?
Well, what do you think? Do you think they're all going to walk off the team? They're all going to, I mean, can any of us just stop working? We all have to work. We all have to earn a living. We all have bills. We may work for an employer we don't love. I contend that they love me.
You think they still love you?
I do. I do.
You believe the players of the Los Angeles Clippers love you?
Absolutely. They know I'm not a racist, and I'm not a racist.
Why haven't they come forward and said that?
Well, you see, people are intimidated by even the thought of racism. And around the world, and this, they call me from Australia, from London, and they ask me, different media, are you a racist? I'm not a racist.
Well, Sterling's estranged wife certainly hopes to keep her 50% stake in the team, so the future of the Clippers' ownership is still very much in flux. Shelley Sterling has also broken her silence. In an interview with Barbara Walters, she gave her take on whether her estranged husband is a racist and how she felt when she heard the recordings of him speaking with Vista Viana.
It was horrible when I heard it. I mean, it was just degrading, and it made me sick to hear it. But as far as a racist, I don't really think he is a racist.
Have you discussed these remarks at all with your husband?
He saw the tape, and he said, I don't remember saying that. I don't remember ever saying those things.
What did you think then?
That's when I thought he has dementia.
Well, I spoke with Donald Sterling for more than an hour, as I said, and certainly does makes me an expert on his mental state, but he did not strike me as someone who is suffering from dementia. Obviously, you need to know somebody for a long time to see early onset dementia, but Donald Sterling, without counsel there, without a PR team there, clearly had things he wanted to say. During the interview, he was very present. If I skipped around on questions, he would sometimes come back to questions I'd asked so he could finish his answers. Certainly, if he had clear signs of dementia, we would be it's not something I would allow an interview to go forward with. Up next, what Donald Sterling said to me about Magic Johnson. Instead of trying to soften any of his previous comments about the LA Lakers legend, he amped up his attacks, crossing a line that will no doubt spark new outrage.
If a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV, and is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. But what does he do for the black people? He doesn't do anything.
the first time he's talked since he was banned for life from the NBA for making racist comments. So far, you've heard him say repeatedly that he's sorry. You've also heard him say he was baited to make those comments. He told me, quote, "I don't know why the girl had me say those things," as if he had no control over his own words. The girl, in his words, was V. Stiviano. We'll let you decide what to make of all of that. Just after the story broke last month, Magic Johnson tweeted that he and his wife Cookie, quote, "will never go to a Clippers game again as long as Donald Sterling is the owner." As you know, in the recording of Sterling's rant, he berated V. Stiviano for being seen with the LA Lakers legend. In our interview, Sterling bashed Magic Johnson again and repeatedly, and I'm sure what he said will be deeply offensive to many people. Magic Johnson, you know, has made a public comment. Do you have something to say to him?
What could I say to him? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm hurt, but it doesn't matter.
You're hurt that he said that he spoke out publicly.
I'm hurt that he called me up and he said, "Don't do anything. Wait until you hear from me." Then somebody called me later and said he doesn't want to be involved. And then he released a tape that I said to him, that I talked to him in confidence. I didn't give any interviews. You were my interview. I'm deciding if I like you. No, but I mean, here is a man who's, I don't know if I say this, he acts so holy. I mean, he made love to every girl in every city in America, and he had AIDS. And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him. I hoped he could live and be well. I didn't criticize him. I could have. Is he an example for children? You know, because he has money, he's able to treat himself. But Magic Johnson is irrelevant in this thing. He didn't do anything harmful to anybody, and I respect him, and I admire everything that he does. You know, I'd like to help even more if he would offer me an opportunity to help. I like to help minorities.
Magic Johnson had said that, you know, he would never attend a game while you were owner. Apparently he showed up to a game today.
He would never what?
Attend a Clippers game as long as you were owner. And he came today to see the game.
He's there at the game?
Yeah.
I don't think it's worthy of even discussing. Such a stupid remark. But he lulled me into waiting a week. You know what I mean? He said, "Don't do anything."
He told you, you're saying he told you not to say anything?
Yeah, don't do anything. I know the girl. Don't do anything. I'll help you. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting.
What you're saying is Magic Johnson called you up or you called him up?
I don't know his phone number.
He called you up when the tape broke.
I don't call anybody.
He called you up.
I'm loyal to you.
He called you up when the tape came out and he told you not to say anything?
Yeah.
Why did he say don't say anything?
He just said, "Wait, be patient. I'll help you. We'll work it out."
Why do you think he said that?
I think he wanted me to just do nothing so he could buy the team. He thought maybe the whole thing would be resolved in 2 weeks. Well, what has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS. Did he do any business? Did he help anybody in South LA?
Well, I think he has HIV. He doesn't actually have full-blown AIDS. But.
Well, what kind of a guy goes to every city, has sex with every girl, then he catches HIV? And is that someone we want to respect and tell our kids about? I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. But what does he do for the black people? He doesn't do anything. You call up and say, well, you know,
he's opened a lot of businesses in inner city neighborhoods.
The Jewish people have a company, and it's for people who want to borrow money and no interest. They want to give them a fishing pole. We want to help people. If they don't have the money, we'll loan it to you. You don't have interest, one day you'll pay us back. So I'm just telling you, he does nothing. It's all talk.
So are you saying that African Americans don't contribute to African American communities as much as Jewish people?
There's no African American. Never mind. I'm sorry. You know, they all want to play golf with me. Everybody wants to be with me.
By the way, Magic Johnson has a foundation that's been around for 20 years that has raised millions of dollars for HIV/AIDS awareness and other things we'll tell you about a little bit more about later on this hour. And as you just saw, Sterling stopped himself before he finished that thought about African Americans. Earlier in the interview, though, he made it clear what he thinks on the subject of charitable works, his own and those of African Americans. And like the part you just heard, it started when I asked him about his relationship with Magic Johnson. You have talked to him?
Twice. And then, yeah, he's...
Did you apologize?
He knew the girl, he said. He knew the girl well.
Did you apologize to him? Or?
Well, if I said anything wrong, I'm sorry. He's a good person, and he... What am I going to say? Has he done everything he can do to help minorities? I don't think so. But I'll say it, you know, he's great. But I just don't think he is a good example for the children of Los Angeles. That he would go and do what he did and then get AIDS. I mean, come on. Maybe he doesn't think I could be a good owner. I remember when he came from Detroit, he came to my house. You know, he was a great player. But what I'd like to know exactly what does he do? He works with the Dodgers.
Well, he's got a
do you
business,
know what I do?
Movie
I
theaters
spend millions on giving away and helping minorities. Does he do that? That's one problem I have. Jews, when they get successful, they will help their people. And some of the African Americans, maybe I'll get in trouble again, they don't want to help anybody. What has Magic Johnson really done for Children's Hospital? Which kids are lying in the hallways. They're sick. They need a bed. What has he done for any hospital? What has he done for any group? I don't know. Maybe he's done a lot. I know he's successful in business, but I'm not interested in business anymore at all. I'm interested in helping people.
But you are interested in business. You're interested in maintaining ownership of the Clippers. That's business. You could take hundreds of millions of dollars from the sale of the team and help whoever you wanted with that money.
And maybe I'll do that.
Well, a lot more on the facts, actual facts about Magic Johnson's track record of giving back. Just for the record, his charity, the Magic Johnson Foundation, which he founded in 1991, gets high ratings from Charity Navigator. It currently has 4 stars, the best rating possible. Foundation provides and funds HIV/AIDS awareness, testing and treatment, as well as scholarships and mentoring for minority students and other support to ethnically diverse urban communities. It's spent many millions of dollars on these programs over the last 20 years. And as chairman and CEO of Magic Johnson Enterprises, I should point out, Johnson has also invested heavily, again, millions in underserved urban communities. Apparently, Donald Sterling does not know those facts.